it's Allie with the Alleyway Stamps. Today I'm going to be making a cute little card, and it's going to be using this stamp set, which is the Got a Bug stamp set. This is from the March release at TheAlleyWayStamps.com. Today I'm going to be using this little jar and the heart and probably the sending warm fuzzies. I'm going to be making a card for my good friend Joan. Her father just had a heart attack, and I wanted to send a special handmade card to her, just letting her know I'm thinking about her and, you know, that I love her and stuff. So first thing I'm going to do, oops, sometimes this will happen. I don't know if you can see this every once in a while when the stamps are made. There's a little tiny bridging, the excess gets caught together. No big deal, all you do is snip it off and put your other stamp back. Okay, so I'm going to take this jar. We're going to be doing some masking technique on this. We're going to ink up our jar really good using Memento Tuxedo black ink. And placing this jar kind of in the center, in the middle. Good enough. Okay. And the next little stamp I'm going to use is that little tiny heart. Little heart with the little polka dots on it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I totally should have masked off that. Okay, no worries. You know what we're gonna do? Take this paper from Pink Paisley, couldn't find the name, and there's a really light paper in here. Just there it is, first one, and I'm gonna make my jar up, so it's okay that I stamped that way. Okay, but before we do that, so I don't do this mistake again, take a scratch piece of paper. I like to use sticky notes because the top of it is sticky and it will stay in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here and we're going to cut it out and place this little paper here. There's lots of different ways you can do this. This is just one way. Stick it down really well. Ink up your image. When it's just a one-liner, that's what I do. I mean, you can try to fussy it with where you're going to be stamping, but to me it's easier just to do it like that. And then stamp the image down. Okay. We want them every which way, kind of going different directions. Off the page, you don't want them all completely on the page. I'm doing them randomly. Some are upside down, because not every one of them is going to be perfectly inside, right? Okay, now we're getting to the part where I want to overlap. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this Post-it note here. It's just a scratch Post-it note. And stamp one of these little hearts. And we're going to cut this heart out. Now you could do something really cool like Barb did with one of the cute creations she made. She cut out a bunch of little hearts and put it in the scale. Fussy cutted them all and it looked amazing. I'm not that patient. Okay, so I did it on a Post-it note, so it's kind of a little sticky. Now what we're gonna do is, I want one, let's say I want one right here. So I'm going to take the heart, place it on top of the stamp I've already stamped. And this is the reason why. So when I go to ink this guy up again, and then I'm gonna stamp right over the blue heart. When you pull it up, they're together. So let's do this one more time. Now I might have to create a couple more of these blue hearts, which I think I probably will have to do. So let's put this little guy here. So we have this heart here. And we'll put this one back here. And we're going to ink up our heart again. And we're going to just stamp between the two of them. And I think I'm going to need a couple more hearts. So you can make as many little masks as you want. Another little tidbit or trick I do is after I've made a mask, if I know I'm going to probably use a mask again, I take it and because it's on a Post-it note, I put it on the back of my stamp set. Just on the back plastic side. So that when I go to use that and I need to use the mask again, I don't have to make it again. It's already there. Okay, so I'm going to take this heart and I'm just going to stamp it inside that. And you'll see the reason why I have so many masks is because each one of those hearts, I want them to be separate. Okay? So, see that? So now when I pull off the masks, I'm going to keep them because I want them still. Oops. Use them for the rest of my jar. Let's see how it put it in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to finish up filling my jar with these cute little hearts and then come back to the next step. Okay, that was a lot of hearts, but Joan is totally worth it. So next I'm going to, a couple of these hearts, probably between 3 and 5. You always want to do things in odd numbers. So 3 or 5 of the little hearts. I'm going to be using that same paper pack, and I believe I'm going to do this fun little pink gingham here. So I'm just going to stamp up 5 little hearts really quickly and cut them out. This is our 24, and I'm just going to randomly pick some of these little hearts to color in. Now, this is a little trick here. See how this heart, when it's placed on top of where it's supposed to go, is covering the jar? So hold it there and just take your scissors and follow the curve of the jar, like so. I'm going to adhere these using Tombow Mono Multi-Glue. Okay, then flip over your image and you're going to trim off this little excess there and there. So there's that little jar. Now we're going to color the top of the jar. So I guess, well, we can leave it with the pattern or color it a tiny bit. Now I'm just going to color it a tiny bit because I want still the pattern to show through. So I'm using C1 Copic marker, And when you color this, I'm going to just take lightly from the edges, flick into the center. And that's it. I'm going to leave the center, that color. When this Copic marker dries, see if you can see it. There we go. When the Copic marker dries, it'll kind of look like a little bit of a highlight. Ink that up really well. And release it down. And then this is what happens when your 3-year-old takes your puffy paint and decides to puffy paint everywhere. I have it all over my blocks. She was supposed to be in bed, and I thought, man, it's getting really quiet up there. I'm so glad she finally fell asleep. Little did I know, she was in here crafting. She loves to craft, you know. Just, sometimes it just makes me laugh. I can't get mad at her. I mean, she's so adorable about it. She says, "I'm sorry, Mom." I'm like, "You don't have to be sorry." She's like, "I'll never do it again." It's so funny to hear your 3-year-old say they're sorry and will never do it again for creating. I can never get mad at her for creating something I totally love, and love that she loves to do it. So I just laugh. Okay, so this is American Crafts Pop Dots. Love, love, love them. I'm going to add twine to the jar because I just think that'd be adorable. Okay, so I lifted up just that one pop dot. To place the twine is take some Tombow Mono multi glue and put it on the edge of the jar here, right where I want my twine to be. So pull it up that side and lay it down on the glue. So now we're going to just take the 2 ends here. Sorry, you have to do it upside down for you so that it's on this side for me. Okay, so I'm just going to do it right there. What I'm going to do is take just, actually I'm going to use Glossy Accents for this just because I think it will hold this ribbon a little better. And I'm just going to take and add one little dot. And then take my ribbon, or my twine, I mean, and do that. So it stays kind of how I want it. And same with this. Now, speaking of glossy accents, I'm going to take and glossy accent each one of the variegated hearts. Now you could glossy accent your whole jar if you wanted to. Just totally up to you. Okay, so our card finished drying and I love the way it looks, but I really wanted to ground this little jar just a smidgen. So I'm using the C1 Copic marker, and all I'm doing is very, very lightly flicking out to the side, right under the jar. So it gives it just a little shadow. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. It's fun masking technique, and I can't wait to see what you do. And I will catch you guys next time. See you later.